Hello and welcome. This is Chris-Anne and I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chris-Anne, and I am back with another one of the hashtag ABC April 2025 letter H. This is a collaboration between Margaret at Seven Plaza and Tony from Crafty by Tony, and they put together a series of letters with some craft prompts to make things for your journals or craft things. So I like to do paper crafting, etc. So we are going to be doing today the letter H. If you haven't seen my G, check out my G because I did a ton of G's. I've toned down my H's just a little bit for this video. And I'm going to be doing some that are a little different than what you'll probably see anywhere else. So we are going to be working with hearts. H for hearts. And we are going to be turning them into some hidden journaling. And we're going to be using the themes of haberdashery. And in my mind, haberdashery means hats. So I looked it up to see what else does haberdashery mean in my limited scope. What else does it mean? As it turns out, it does mean hats, but it also means things that include sewing. And it also includes men's clothing. So we're going to be incorporating those themes. But if you don't know me, I am a professional psychic by trade. So if we're going to do H and we're going to do decorated things, we are going to include tarot cards, including the Hermit, the Hierophant, and the Hangman. And I have stamps here that are a version of these cards. They're not the Rider-Waite imagery that are on the stamps, but they are tarot depicted stamps that have Hermit, Hierophant, and Hangman incorporated. These are the major arcana, not the minor arcana. So if you know anything about tarot, we are going to be using these to create some heart hidden journaling. So we're going to be doing little teeny tiny heart notebooks. I have not made any yet. I want to make them together. So this is going to be a craft with me. All I have done is created my template. So I don't know, you want to screenshot it. I don't know what you want to do, but you can probably draw a heart yourself. All I did was folded it in half and just, you can see I did it there. That's all I did. So you can do that. If you can't, go online and you can download different hearts or a children's coloring book or something like that. Has different hearts. So I have a series of papers here in front of me. I have a haberdashery one. And then I have a whole bunch of papers that I decorated last summer, and I have videos on these that I did the different sprays. All of these I think are sprays now that I think about it. Yeah, all three of these are sprays. Not sure if we're going to use all three, but I have them. And then I have just plain white cardstock as well. And I have a teeny tiny heart punch to decorate things with. I have my inks, I have my sponges, I have my blocks for my stamps. I have all that fun stuff. I have a stencil here. So let's get cracking. I intend to make quite a few of these. Now, if you have a scoreboard, you can score the paper right down the middle, and then that will form your notebook. If you don't have a scoreboard, just fold your paper in half. Let me grab my bone folder. Just give this a crease. And then all we're going to do is right on the seam edge. I finally found my pencil. I'm an artist that has like a gazillion craft supplies all around here. But do you think I could find a pencil. Oh, I'm sure you can relate. If it's not pencil, it's something comparable. So I'm good with that. And let's do it. And this paper happens to be two-sided because the inks leak through when I do it. So let's utilize as much of this paper as we possibly can. And I'm taking this and I'm putting right up against that folded edge. And these are going to be hidden journaling for my journals, and it's perfect to put into all those pockets that we make and all those tuck spots that we make. I'm always looking for things to put into those. So this is going to be a very, very simple little hidden journaling notebook. So I have 3 here so far. Let me get my good scissors. My spring-loaded scissors are much easier on my hands. So I want to make sure I leave space of the actual fold so these stay intact. And then I can open them up as a notebook. Now, because I did pencil, need be, I can always come in and erase that line, or I can cut. This cutting is not going very well. This is choppy cutting. I can always come in and erase, or I can cut just inside the line. There, that's my notebook. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut some of this away to make it easier for me to cut. There. Okay, let's make this a bigger connection here. Super simple. I'm just going to cut a bunch of these. There. I'm not going to throw this away because I have that little heart punch, so those will be perfect for the heart punch to decorate some. I'm not sure I'm going to get all of these decorated in the video, but let's get as many as we can get decorated. I have nowhere else to be. Okay. Let me move these out of the way. I need to do some with my white paper as well. I have a bunch of paper here. Let's move these papers. And let me grab my bone folder again. Let me move my scissors because those are deadly. Get that folded. And you know what? Let me do my haberdashery one. I think, do I want to do it that way? Nope, it's not going to fit that way. So yeah, let's do it this way. I'm hoping I can get 2 out of this one. Yeah, I should be able to get 2 out of that one. Like I said, I'd like to get a bunch of these done. Look at that. Perfect. This is Bo Bunny paper that I got a while ago at Joann's. So there's that. So I'll cut that one in a moment. And I'm not going to fill this entire one up. I'll just do a couple. This would have been a cute little tuck-in gift for Valentine's Day as well. Let's just do the two. And I am going to cut this one down. Move that out of the way. And I'll probably come in and erase all of this later on. All the extra lines. Cute. And all this scrap I will use with the teeny tiny little heart punch that I have. Kind of having fun coming up with different ideas for the different letters. So if you haven't seen this challenge before, it's for the month of April of 2025. Every day of the month, except for Sundays, there is a letter that is associated with that day. And it is asked for the challenge that you create things, whether it be products, techniques that start with that letter, and post it that day. Other than that, there's really no rules. That one's cute. So this is my second one that I'm doing for this challenge. I had fun with the first one, so I'm happy to do the second one. There. Okay. Now, I don't need... Let me close these up because these are deadly. I don't need all of these, but I am going to leave one of the papers on my desk to cut down on the glare. Okay, now let's pull some of these out. This is my pattern, so we don't need that one. Let me just... I was going to use a better eraser, but this works, because if I don't get rid of it, it's going to bug me. Yeah, I'm going to have to still come back with a good eraser. That one's pretty good, actually. Let me move my phone folder. Let me move my other scissors. Get these out of my way for now. Okay. Not too bad of a job cutting within the lines, but they're certainly not perfect. But it's art. What in art is perfect? These needed help. There. Oh yeah. Okay, I am good with that. Now, the next thing that I want to do is do some stenciling. Should I get these? Yeah, I did. Okay. So let me grab some of my stencil brushes here. You know, I rarely use pink, but I'm trying. I'm trying to expand my comfort zone. Grab a bunch of my inks. So let's stencil. I have a bunch of stencils, but I do have this one here by Lavinia Stamps, and I'm going to be using some of the Lavinia inks as well. I thought that would be kind of pretty on that. So I am going to look and see what I have here. Yeah. You know what? We're going to do this in the purple. Let me move these out of my way. There's a little bit of purple in there. So this is the Mulberry, and this is the Merlot. I think we're going to do the Merlot. And these are Elements by Lavinia Stamps. Love these ink pads. So all I do is, these are makeup brushes I get at Dollar Tree. Most of the time, my brushes are heavily loaded with ink. I keep them very, very, very loaded, very ready to go. I tap it off in the lid because I can reuse it. There's a lot of ink in there. But that being said, I still use my scrap paper underneath. So you know, I have all these fancy things to hold down my stencils. I still use my hands. How cool is that? So let's go through, and we're gonna do a bunch with this one. There. It's kind of a little Lisa Frank looking. What do you think? Wasn't my intention. And there. My fingers lock. So don't worry about that. Okay, these I want to do, I think I want to do these in a blue. I know I have that other one in blue, or should I do them in a green? No, I kind of want that blue. Mermaid, that's the one. It's my favorite. Okay, let's get these out of the way. All right, here's my blue. I put washi tape on mine. That's the color of the ink or thereabouts. Okay, let's get that out of my way. Oh, I only need one here. I'm going to use a different part of the stencil. I'm going to get my hair out of the way here. Still fits on my stencil. Okay. Let me just, yep, that's fine. There. Okay. Those are done. Stenciling is done. So let me, you know, I never did the inside, actually. Let me do the inside real quick. Because these aren't two-sided papers, let's just do the insides real quick. That's cute. And these don't need to be super dark in my mind. Just a little bit. Oh, yeah, I'm covered already. And then let me come back to that purple. Oh, these don't need to be done on the inside, really. No, I'm going to leave those the way they are. Okay, let me put my brushes away. I'm getting organized this year. Of course, it's going to take me a year. Put my stencil away. I did not put my hair up before the video, so that's getting in my way. Oh, let me put my inks away. Although I am going to be using them to stamp with later. Let me leave those out. Okay, now let's get started decorating. These are what I have. And then the insides look approximately like that. These I left white on the inside. So these, let's start with this one. I would like to use some of the Tim Holtz, and then, oh, where did I put that paper? I had some paper. Let me see if I put it over here. Yeah, it up and walked away. So we are going to use different papers. I have a whole bunch of already ripped up little bits. I'm going to use a different one. I had it right here. Nope, it's not here. I'll use it in a different project. That is okay. All right, so I want a little bit of book page. And I want to ink these. Let me actually, my sweater is in the way. Let me ink these first. We're going to decorate them, and then we'll add the notebook paper afterwards. And I think I'll go in and do this on the inside. There's that one. Let's do the exact same thing to this one. Trying to go quick at this. You guys know how to do this. You know how to do all of it. This is just reigniting your imagination and your creativity so you can create these. These aren't things that you don't know how to do. If it is, actually, cool. I'm glad I can help with that. But most of these techniques, we know a lot of these techniques if you're a seasoned artist, seasoned crafter. It's just putting them together in a different way, which makes it kind of neat. Okay, so we are going to be doing these. I'm going to do one with a male doll and one with a female doll. And I'm hoping the female has a hat for the haberdashery. Hat part. Oh, he's got a snazzy hat. Look at him. But he's got a nice hat too. All right. I see most of the guys in hats. She's got a hat, and he has a hat. I kind of wanted a single. Ooh, that's a cool hat that she has on, but it's a sitting one. Peeky, peeky, peeky. Oh, that was a cool one too. Still not what I wanted. Normally I can find it really quickly too. There's a sitting one with a hat. You're probably seeing it and you're like, it's right there. The sitting ones. Ooh. Oh, she's sitting as well. Oh. All right. We'll work with what we got. All right. So let's do some book page. Much too big. And then I have my die cuts here as well. Kind of like him. And then let me grab my die cuts. Cassie Rose is in here, so you will hear her as well. Let's do this one with him. And we'll do a price thing. Cassie Rose supervises. If you don't know, she's my little chihuahua. She's a deer chihuahua. She looks like a baby deer. And I have deer in my yard. And I wonder if they look at each other and go, who's that one? Okay. Let me get my glue started. Yep, I like that. I like putting all the bits together. That's the best part. And let me do this one. I don't think I'm going to ink that one. There. Cute. Okay, now let's come over here and see who's gonna fit. Oh, they'll fit nicely, but I need something for them to sit on. Let's see what I have here. Too big. Possibly that. Possibly that. Possibly that. Okay, we have enough things to sort of try them out. Okay, that one's cute. Nope. I think this one's going to be too big too. No, I like this one. Okay. This one definitely needs to be inked. And then I like to add little butterflies to things. And then I have this price. I have that. I don't know if I'm going to use that. Don't really need to be inked, but we'll do a little bit. Okay. Let's get some of this glued in. Kind of tuck that in a little bit. There. And then let's glue them in. Now, because these two are haberdashery ones, I'm going to add some buttons. And nope. Oh, I like that one there. And I like that one there. Okay. And I'm just gonna, these have a flatter side to the button. Hope it's gonna stick before I go and add the paper on the inside. Get the flatter side. There. So there's that one. I'm gonna put this aside and let the button dry. There's that one. Okay. Let me put my buttons away. Let me put these over here to dry. I'm going to keep decorating. Now, let's I think I want to do this one. And where did I put my stamps? Oh, here they are. I'm going to see if I can stamp them directly onto this. So I'm going to do the Hierophant, the Hermit, and the Hanged Man. These are not what they look like in the Rider-Waite. But there's so many different decks that are out on the market, including mine. Check out my website. I have a deck. I've created 15 decks. This is my first one. And I am taking pre-orders for it. So check that out. Now, I just had my blank ink pad. And I believe I put it actually away, which is a miracle in itself. Yeah, there it is. All right, now I want to see how these will be, or if I need to like stamp it on another piece of paper and cut it out. No, I'm good with that. So let's do a couple of these actually. Because what was I going to do? I was going to do the tarot ones, the men's clothing, the sewing, and the hats. Actually, I already did all three of those in those other ones. So let's just do a whole bunch of these stamped ones. There. I'm going to wipe this off with my cloth. This one is the Hierophant. That one was the Hangman. Cute. Wipe this off. And then the last one is the Hermit. These would have been good in my witchy journal that I made last October. And I'm going to be making another witchy journal. I had fun making that. Okay. Let me put these away before I go any further. So I don't lose them. And they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be there. There. All right. Now, let me grab let me see if I have it right here. Nope, I don't. I'm looking for my black. Oh, I have the sponge on it. Oh, wait a minute. These aren't the black. Nope, those aren't my black. That's my black, but I don't know what happened to the... I had my spongy thing here with the black. Of course it's not here. I'm getting organized. Why would it actually be here? Let's see. What's on this one? All right, we'll turn this one into black. Let me cover up this one. This is black soot. Yeah, I like that. I am only going to do the outside front cover. That looks cool. And we're going to do like gems and different things on these. We're not going to be doing a ton on these. But they are cute. There. Now this one, I have my sander thing. And I'm only going to do that on this one. There. I like that. Gave it a little pop. All right. Other thing that I want to do is I want to do some of the hearts. These are going to pop all over the place. I like the yellow. And these are two-sided. But the yellow with that blue will pop too. All right, let's see how we're going to do with those for now. Oh, was the paper probably... paper was probably in your face. I wasn't paying attention. Actually... oh, I kind of like that. Let me just do a couple. So we are going to be going out, my son and I. I found a new secondhand store. And he needs a suit for the prom. His girlfriend already has a dress. It's very flapper-esque. So she wants him to dress accordingly. And I'm like, you get what you get. We have slim pickings. He's kind of an odd size. And he's lost a bunch of weight. So he can't wear the suit that he wore last year. It's just swimming on him now. So you get what you get. And we're going to the secondhand stores. And there's quite a few to choose from, stores, but it doesn't mean there's a lot of suits to pick from. So we are going on a hunt tomorrow. That's our plan. He is so caught up with his work. It's not even funny. He gets 100s in all of his classes on his report cards. It's crazy. It's awesome. So I am not worried. And so we are taking a mental health day and going shopping. And I'll probably take him for a quick lunch or something. Okay. do 3 of those. And I have, if I can grab them, I had dropped a whole bunch of flatback gems over here, and I had given up picking them up, and I figured I am just going to pick them up as I work and just use them. And that's what we're going to do. All right. There we go. Let me see where I put my gem picker. I put that away too. I don't know if this is going to be dry in time to go put the paper on the inside, but you will see. If I don't get the paper put on the inside of all of the books, you'll see how I do it with 1 or 2. Okay, there's that so far, but we're not done. I have my Wink of Stella. And a lot of times you can't see it on camera, but it adds a pop of like a mica powder. It's like a micro glitter. Let me do it. I'm only outlining the inside of the tarot cards. Let's see if you can see that. Oh, a little bit. I just did an outline on the inside. That's all I did. Let me do a little bit on the hearts. I love these pens. I have them in all colors, but that's my favorite one. So that's cute. I'm going to put that aside to dry. And let's do the same thing with these. So I'm doing a whole bunch of grab bags in a fair that I'm doing. I'm doing a metaphysical fair. It's an expo in September. And I'm doing grab bags of the different tchotchkes that I make. And my mom is helping, and she's making some tchotchkes too. So I'll probably put 1 or 2 of these in a couple of the bags. You know, I won't put 2 of the same thing. Because I think these would be very well received at a metaphysical show. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we'll stop at 5. I like an odd number. Oh, that one's upside down. So I'm going to all these secondhand stores tomorrow. You know I'm going to be on the hunt for goodies for me as well. So I will probably do a haul video if I get some halfway decent things. One of the stores is brand new. We haven't been to it yet. And I think it's a relatively new store. It's a community one. Those are the ones that I like. Did I get that? Yep. Here's that one. Oh, I didn't do this one. Yeah, the community ones, the local community supports them. I think the money goes into the local food pantry. Just community, you know? Those are the types I like. And my son is into collecting old electronics. He fixes them up. He was going to sell them, but he's just having a blast collecting them. And his girlfriend's father is, I believe, some bigwig in IT, because he travels the world for this IT stuff. And he talks computers and all that stuff with my son. And my son is just in seventh heaven. His dad is pretty savvy on computers, but this guy, he does it for a living. Just got back from Australia. Thought that was cool. And they're already planning his other places where he goes. So he's taken a vested interest in my son. So I appreciate that. He seems like a nice man. And the mom seems very nice too. So I'm going to be making her another wrist corsage. So check out my video where I made the wrist corsage for her. I'm going to be doing another one. And we're going out on Thursday with her. So it's my son, his girlfriend, and myself. We're going out for my birthday. And if you've watched me before, I've talked about this restaurant. It's an all-you-care-to-eat sushi and sashimi place. It's a Japanese restaurant. And they cater to people with food allergies, because we have mega food allergies. And we can safely eat there. It's about an hour and a half away from us. But my son and I agree, it is our favorite restaurant. And his girlfriend has food issues that she can't eat raw fish, but there's other things on the menu, and he already sent her the menu that she can eat. So we are looking forward to that. Did I put this? Yeah, I put it away. So that will be Thursday. So you don't eat breakfast. You order the food, they make it for you. They bring it to the table for you. Oh, and it is so good. And it's fresh because you can see them slicing everything right then and there. You can watch them prepare everything, which is kind of neat. So we love this restaurant. They kind of know us at this point. We don't go all the time, but they do kind of know us. I mean, we go in with food allergies. I'm sure people with food allergies are a little more memorable. And my son and I have almost exactly the same food allergies. Very, very minor things that are different, which is funny. Okay. I think I have too many, but that's okay. So I am super looking forward to that. And she's coming along, so that will be nice. I get to chat with her. I haven't had too many opportunities to just sit and chat with her, so that will be nice. I look forward to getting to know her a little bit more. So there's that one so far. We are getting a wind storm here tonight. And that's kind of dangerous here because I live in the woods, surrounded by trees, and that can be problematic. We had a windstorm, not this past winter, but last winter, I think it was, and we lost 12 trees in that one storm. And one of the trees came down on my son's car and totaled it. His brand new car at the time. It was brand new to him. It wasn't a brand new car, but it was new to him. Oh my gosh. I think he cried for a week. So he's a little paranoid. Of course, the tree hit my car too. It only dented my car. And I never did anything about it. Not a big deal. So he is paranoid. And I don't blame him. I'm paranoid for him. It was very, very, very traumatic. It was horrible. We had trees land on our roof and everything. It was just terrible. Didn't do damage, but it damaged the trees. Wasn't fun. The joys of living in Maine. It's the small price you pay. Oops. That one might have been upside down. I was sitting at the beach the other day. I was driving around and I'm like, hey, I haven't been to the beach in a while. Let me go see what's going on at the beach. And a lot of people were just sitting there watching the waves, having the same idea that I had. I live in the woods, but I'm 3 miles from the ocean. And I'm surrounded by a river on one side and a stream on the other side. So I have water all around me. Which I like. And we're starting to get a lot more animals too. My crazy neighbor is a hunter. And it's Maine. Nobody does anything if you shoot in your backyard. So over the years, he has scared the poor animals away. And they're slowly starting to come back. He's not a very nice person. and he's been sick, which, whatever, that's on him. So now the animals are coming back, which I like the animals better. We'll just say that. I'm a nice, kind person. If you are nice and kind yourself, especially to animals. You know, I think I'm going to call those done. I didn't really do a lot to these, but they do look cute. So let's get the inside paper prepared to turn these into notebooks. And I am using this paper pad. I get these at the Dollar Tree, and there's 100 in these. They're 4x6. So what I want to do, where's my pattern? Let's pull a few out. Just barely going to make it, but that's okay because I need the inside to be smaller than the outside. Let me grab my pencil again. And grab my scissors again. And I'm definitely cutting inside the lines. Grab one that's probably drier. Yep, pretty good. Oh, I forgot. Each one is different right here. That's not a problem. I can trim it right now. Okay, that part needs to be trimmed. I'm going to have to go and trim these once I get the staples in them. So let's open this up. Let's see if I can use the tiny attacher on this one. Not really. One of these has staples in it and one of them doesn't. We will find out. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. I don't even know where I put my staples. So we are going to make the tiny attacher work. Let's get these out of my way. It's not straight. I am going to play around with that placement. You know what I'm going to do for the next one? So I'm using 3 pieces of paper. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fold it in half, put it in the book, and then I'm going to trim it. Grab another haberdashery one. There, I'm going to do it like this. I can't get the stapler in. I'm going to have to do it at an angle, but that's okay. Okay, now we can trim this. We'll do it this way. It's not going to be even on the inside. If I had had a die cut that did this, I would have been golden. But we make do with what we have. to fix that. A little bit of a hot mess. Actually, that one's pretty good. All right, there's those two. Let me get rid of some of this. Now, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just maybe forego doing the heart. Just maybe, let's see. Let's see if this works better. Making it smaller. I think that's going to be the trick. Yep. Much better. That's the trick. Trace the book. There. I might come in and remove those staples and do my good, although that's not too bad though. Do my better staples when I find them. Yeah, the trick is to trace the book, since I have every book a little bit different. Okay. And then just cut inside the lines. Yeah, that's the trick. Good. Only took me a couple tries to get that. There, cute. Oh, I have 3 left. All right. Actually, we'll get them all done. This is a simpler project, and you know, sometimes it's just nice to sit down and do a simpler project that's not as involved. And if you don't want to do these in the shape of a heart, do them in a rectangle. Do them in a square. I mean, I'm doing the heart because I'm doing the April challenge. But you do not have to do hearts. And the glue is still wet on all of these. And then I'm going to take the last grouping out, so I can have that ready. These papers just barely make the cut, frankly. I would have liked them a smidge bigger. But it needs to fit inside the book, so I'm making it work. Okay. Oh. Let's get that better placement. So I am planning to do a couple more of these April letter challenges. But if I get some good stuff tomorrow, we're going to do a haul at some point. Fingers crossed I get some good stuff. I was by the new secondhand store the other day, and I wasn't able to go in because they were closed. So I peeked in the window. They had a little bit of everything. Those are the type of places that I like. It wasn't massive, but it was a decent size. And then we're going to go to, there's another community one that we like too. We're going to go to that one as well because we know that one has a lot of suits. And then we will probably end up at the Salvation Army. And my son likes Savers, so we'll probably go to that one as well. We shall see. You know, he has it down pat as to which one has the good electronics, the good video games. He has a tape player that he fixed up. Well, this one got all messed up. He has a tape player that he has, so he's been collecting cassette tapes. I might take that one apart, but for right now, we're going to call it good because that's our last one. So I have that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and then these two fun ones. So how many did I get done? 2, 4, 6, 7. I got 7 done. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. Well, thank you for joining me for this H challenge. So let me get my list out again here in and amongst my mess. We have the hearts, the hidden journaling, the haberdashery, which is the hats, the sewing, and the men's clothing. So the papers, the sewing, the hats, men's clothing, we got the buttons, and then we have the Hermit, the Hierophant, and the Hangman, which are on all of these. Good. I got my list accomplished that I wanted. So look for the hashtag ABC April 2025, and that will link you to all the artists that are participating in the challenge. But it's put on in collaboration by Margaret from Seven Plaza and Tony from Crafty by Tony. So check all that out. Check out my website too. I have some printables on my website, and I do have one free sheet of printables as well, but I also have my deck that's available for pre-order. It is a 78 card deck that is an oracle deck, and I did the illustration and I authored it as well. So check that out, please. I would appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get my numbers way up. That would be such a huge help for me, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care. Be free.